Alright, just got done doing calf chores. Just got over here to my 706. Got my cultivator hooked up. I'm gonna try to use this tomorrow while it's nice and dry and the ground's pretty dry. I need to make some modifications. I restored this last year going on into this year. I finished it late this summer in hopes of using it this fall and next spring. And it's just a little bit too big for my 706. It just barely gets the job done in high side first gear, no TA. Bogs it down pretty good, but it can at least handle it at that. But I got a big issue with it getting plugged up with trash right here on the very front. I've got two shanks right next to one another, and I kind of knew that would turn into problems, but that's the way it was when I originally got it, before I started stripping it down to repaint and redo. So I'm gonna make some modifications, take probably 6 or so of the shanks off. That way it's a little less pull on the tractor, and hopefully it's able to handle it in a higher gear with the TA on. So let's get started taking the shanks off. To kind of help prevent a bunch of trash getting wound up in it like it was, for the outside shanks, I'm gonna take both outside middles off. Those I just take the U-bolts loose and they slide right off. On the insides they're a little more tricky. I got to take the cotter keys out and essentially separate this spring and rod from the top here, and then it just folds open and drops out. So not too complicated, just going to take a little time. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. Pulls off like that. Shank number 3. Trying to debate on what to take off next. I think I'm going to take off this shank, and let's see, that shank is actually, I'm going to take this one off, so that's 2 in on the frame, and then this one off on this side, 2 in on the frame, because I've got another shank up front that's directly in line with it. So if I remove this back one, it, you know, I've already covered that spot theoretically, and it's not like the wheel passed over it, so I need to hit it again. So get those 2 taken off, and that'll make 5. got your rod, and then you got your down pressure spring. You have your shank and your assembly, or housing. Alright, it's pretty hard to see now, but just finishing up. Went ahead and took 5 shanks off total. I think that should do the trick. That'll have a lot less drag. It's got 7-inch shovels on it. There's 22 total on it now since I took 5 off. So, have to start it up tomorrow when it warms up midday, and then take it out in the field and see how it does. So I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, it's about 1 o'clock the next day. I'll go ahead and get the tractor started, and then go give it a shot out in the field, see if that made the difference. All right, just getting done. Did about 30 passes or so. Handled it good in second gear, high side for the most part. One thing I noticed is when it really got warmed up to about 200, and it was just wide open under a little bit of a load, it was kind of missing here and there. Not every pass, but maybe 1 out of every 5 passes it was for just a couple seconds. But I know I might have some problems. It's got a decent amount of blow-by. My 6th cylinder, the rings are getting pretty wore on it, so I've got a lot of blow-by coming out of there. But for the most part, it handled it great. I'm pretty satisfied with the way it turned out. I took a total of 5 shanks off and just readjusted one. This one right here, it was, you can see where it used to be, and I just moved it further to the outside so that way there's a bigger gap between here, and it stopped getting plugged up because that was my main area where it was plugging up every time. So I'm pretty happy with it.